Okay, so we're gonna do some animation. So first off, we're gonna need some animations. We're gonna need a walk cycle. We're gonna need an ideal cycle. We're gonna need a jump cycle. We're gonna need a duck, and we're gonna need a look up. So let's open up a Sprite. And we are going to do a 32 by 48, I think was the size of the sprite. Also, in my recents isn't literally the... Right, let's open the... Oh yeah, of course, because I moved it, so it's not going to be in there. Player placeholder. It is 32 by 48. Okay, yeah, we were right with that. Why did that change? So, we're just going to do a basic run cycle of a stickman. We'll do some art later. So we will give him a head. Give him a body. Give him some feet. Give him some hands. So that's going to be... nice smiley. Idle frame. We'll make him just... Yeah, he does look like me, except I've got more hair. I've got a lot more hair than he does. We're just going to make him bob up and down. Let's make him bend at the knee a little bit. Also, welcome to the chat, Siren. There we go, we got a little bit of... He's raring to go, he's edging it. Raising. We're going to add in... So we're not really going to use these, but we just keep them as tagged. Call that player dev. We're going to start with... Actually, yeah, we'll start with it. We'll start with a running animation. Yeah, its flexibility is impressive. This isn't going to be anything particularly special. Right, we'll bring him back a bit because we want him to... This isn't an art stream. Don't expect artistry here. We'll bring his head down to here. Right, we can turn off the onion skin while we do this. Cool. So that's one end of his run cycle. His other end of the run cycle is going to be some more upright, but maybe not. His arms are basically going to be down here. And since we don't really care which one's his front and back leg, we can just do like 4 frames of animation here. So that's going to come around here. This is going to look janky as fuck, don't worry. Going to be by design, it's going to look janky. When I say by design, I mean I'm not designing this at all. So he's probably going to... move his foot back a bit. And that's going to come forward a little bit. That's going to come down a little bit. And its whole body is going to drop down a little bit too. We'll see how close that gets to the end there. Bring that down a bit more. Bring that arm in a bit more. I'm going to bring his body down a bit more. Yeah, I think that end one is going to be a bit off. We'll not use that frame. And at this point his foot crosses. And this foot begins to lift off the ground. And in the next frame, we're basically going to be this frame, but slightly further forward. So let's bring the onion skin up. I'm going to make this sort of halfway. Between this and this, so his foot's a bit further forward than this. It's actually landed. His arms crossed over. Then if we do this, turn off the onion skin. That's not a bad run cycle. It's a bit prancy. He's flailing his arms a little bit. I think maybe he needs to... He needs to move up one in this one. His arms don't really cross over there, so we'll basically just make his arms disappear here. There we go. He's beautiful. He's beautiful. We're also going to make him duck and look up. Or rather, we're going to make him crouch. So we're going to take off his legs. Ah! Right, we're just going to take off his arm because we want to make him. We want to put him down here. We'll have him going prone, why not? And then we'll just reposition all of these so that the feet are on the ground. There we go. That's his jaunty idle animation. That's his stupid run animation. And that's his stupid crouch animation. Well, it's not an animation, it's a single frame. And his look up one is the reason that we gave him eyes in the first place. That's him looking up straight, some looking up. He's like, ooh. There we go. We have an animation. We're going to fill in his skin a little bit here. Oops. Just so that he's not semi-transparent. There we go. Output file. So now in graphics we have player dev. You can see here it is 248 by 48 pixels, which is nice. And we're going to set this as his animation. You can see there, we just put that in and it shows the whole sprite sheet. We set the horizontal frames to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. And then we can just control the animation by changing this number. So we're going to add a new script to this called player animator. We're going to assign some values for the animations. So public array int. And use the idle. You can use the Godot collections because they are built in. Look up. I'm going to export those. We're also going to add a reference to main movement. We're not going to export that. We're going to look for that in the ready. Is it a find sibling? I'm gonna do that, and main movement is going to be... No, main movement is a sibling. Player health is the parent. I guess that works. Maybe not. Is there a way to find a specific type? Get child? Get node. Fetches the nodes. I mean, is this how Godot is saying we need to have this called main movement and we find the child? Hopefully that just works. We'll not put anything more into there, we'll just ensure that it doesn't crash. What is... I hate this. Case sensitivity nonsense. Cool. So we're going to use this to read the values from the player, from the main movement, to decide what animation to be playing. Okay, so it's found the main movement, and it's found the player health. That's good. It's found the right ones. That's excellent. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the... Where is it? There it is. So it's frame 0, frame 1. Walk is going to be frame 2. And it's going to be 4 animations long. It's going to be frame 2, 3, 4, 5. And then reverse it. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know. No, we're just looping it, yeah. 3, so it's 0 base, so it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then duck is just going to be element 7. No. And that's going to be element 8. There we go, that didn't crash or anything. It's still doing that. So what we're going to do in process, because we don't need to do this on the physics frames, we only need to do this on the render frames, which is great. We're also going to give it a public alt. I normally don't do a full 60. That's fine. We'll see how that works. We'll put that up the top. So. Oh, we need an airborne one as well. Yeah, so we need an airborne and a falling. We're going to take the look up head. This is him moving upwards. And then we're going to take the same one again and make it a following it downwards. just gonna have a little bit of a falling animation there. And it's going to be ready for a landing. But that also means that we have to change this to be 11. We're going to add move up and move down array. We have to figure out which animation that we're going to be using and whether or not it is different from the previous one. So private array int current animation. And we're going to do private array int. And this is going to be our state machine. Now there is a state machine in Godot that we can use to do this. And that we can add these animations to kind of like Mechanim in Unity and have it switch between it based on prompts and things. But I just want to do this in a very simple way. A very like down to the metal way before we move into something a bit more complicated. So we might want to change that from current frame. Yeah, current animation time. So if the animation has changed, we reset the current animation time. Let me add that. Make that a double, just for consistency's sake. We want to keep everything double until we have to collapse it down to a float. So what we're doing is we're taking the current animation time, we are dividing it by, make that double as well, just so we do that. So that's the number of seconds. We want to get the number of frames. How does this work? In my mind, we need the triangle, frames at the top, seconds at the bottom. T equals v over t. We're doing distance, speed, and time. So frames is the distance, time, and frames per second. So the frames per second should be on the bottom. That should be multiplied. Should that be multiplied? Damn it. My brain isn't working at this time in the morning. I know it's nearly lunchtime, but screw you. This should be very simple. This is basic maths. Basic physics, really. So we have the speed of the animation, which is the frames per second. Is that actually the speed? That's how many frames are in a second, not how long a frame takes. So that is the distance. That should be on the top. Do I really need to do that? No, I don't need to do that. I can just cast it in it and it'll automatically floor it. And what we do is... Okay, so if what we do here is return walk, this should have us permanently in the walk cycle. Okay, so that's entirely wrong. I've done that the wrong way around. So if it's at, so let's think about it this way. If it's at 1 second, we should be so we do 1 over animation FPS, that gets us the duration of a frame. So yeah, so it should be dividing by animation FPS. Yeah, that makes more sense. Still not doing anything, but at least it's not doing anything stupid. Okay. Let's debug this. Okay, yeah, it's because we are doing that. Okay, so it's 30 frames per second. We need to multiply this by 1 over it. Like, I know this is wrong, there's easier ways of doing this, but this is what it makes sense to me. This is what we're doing, this is what we're doing. Oh god, my maths brain is not working today. How fast is that going up? What is that going up by? It is going up. That means it's taking 30. Yeah, that is the. So you actually want to divide it by the 1 over. That's what we want to do. That's it. Yeah, it's the other way about. That's a little bit janky as well. So we'll drop that down and we'll figure out. Put it at 12 frames per second. That is better. So it's 1 over the animation FPS is the number of seconds, or well, yeah, it's the number of seconds for 1 frame to pass. And we have to divide that by the current animation time to get the frame that we're on. That makes sense to me. What doesn't make sense to me is why the original way of doing it didn't work, why we didn't flip it. Are we just... Is that it? Is that it? Is that all we're doing? Am I just a numpty? No. The brace. Yeah, I am a numpty. It should have been a multiply in the first place. Brain no working. So now we've got his lovely animation. What we also want to do is set its direction. What is the property on Sprite 2D Flip H? Flip H is, and I think we did put this in. Did we actually do that? There we go. We'll expose that. So now when the direction is not 1, which is to the right, it will flip it to the left. So now if we go back into the game, we can hide the debug window now as well. There we go. You know, runs left and right, turns left and right. Let's get the actual animations in then. So X speed is not exposed because it's here. What we will do instead is we will do a public vector to is X speed, Y speed. Of course, they need to be floats because Godot really likes doing doubles for deltas. Now, what we could do here, actually... Nah, we'll just do it this way. So, now if he's moving left and right, if he's moving at all, he'll do walk. Test that out. I was thinking of maybe using an enumerator here, but... He's idle, he's walking. But that's only going to happen if he's grounded. We kind of want to fall through these, so make it so that if he's not grounded, we'll do the not grounded stuff. And we'll not do anything else. Because if he's grounded, if he's not grounded, he's going to be in one of these two states. So our last return will be idle. Idle will be our fallback animation. Regardless if everything falls through, he'll still be on the idle animation. So if he's moving left and right, that's fine. If we'll return look up if you're pressing up and you're grounded. Got to put in a look down. Did I put in? Or did I call it duck? I called it duck. So there we go. This should be all we need to decide what our animations are going to be. There we go. He's ducking. He's looking up. Ducking, looking up, moving. No falling animations, though. There is a problem with the debugger, though. What's going on with the debugger? No reference exception. Ah, it's because we haven't set move up yet. That's going to be 9. It's going to be 10. Here we go. We have some character animations.